Biden's mental decline is available for the whole world to see. Everybody can see it. The protests, the people calling him out, the people challenging him. And the thing is, there's a lot of videos. And I played some of these videos before on the show, but I want to do a breakdown about what's really going on and how this election is pretty much a sign of how incompetent the Democrats truly are. They really do assume that people are just going to just fall in line and follow them. Democrats, this is your old dog. You chose Biden to be your nominee. You chose Biden to be your champion. But I'm not impressed. Not one bit. Folks, it's out there. Everybody could see it firsthand. The man isn't there.
She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured.
That's only 6 seconds. Now, there's a treasure trove of other examples of Biden stuttering and stammering. But seriously, handlers to Biden, I think your cocktail is no longer working.
She knows so long as she was denied, our freedom can never be secured.
I do want to pull up this one right here, too. Played this before. Where Biden thinks we're still in Iraq.
The idea that we become semi-isolationists now, which some are talking about. I mean, the idea we had to wait all those months just to get the money for Iraq.
Iraq? You mean Israel? Ukraine? Which one is it?
Wait all those months just to get the money for Iraq, because we're waiting. I mean, it's not who we are. It's not who America is. The idea that.
And because of this senile old goat, he's being called out, especially at town halls.
Out of my heart. That's No. Folks, it's okay. Look.
This is a man who's lost his whole coalition. Hey, Bernie, this is your guy, right? Bernie, this is your dude, your ace in the hole, your main man.
They care. Innocent children have been lost. They make a full point. Come on now.
Come on now. God, listen, people who are there, moms demand action for gun sense in America. Look, Democrats ain't going to do anything about gun violence. Come on, what's wrong with you? Like, this time they'll get it right? I want to pull up another time right here. Just only 21 seconds.
You gotta do genocide, Joe! Tens of thousands of
Isn't it interesting how people are easily turned into sheep? Yet these are the same voters, same people who say, if I was alive during these points in history, I would have been a resistance fighter or a freedom fighter. I would have been, helping free people. No, you wouldn't. Okay. And if I ever get that crazy, if I was alive during this point, I would do this. Man, please unsubscribe right away. Because that means I've finally gone senile, and I don't know what kind of medicine I'll need, but that is stuff I'll never say. Because let me just tell you the truth. A lot of these people who say that they would be fighters and resistance would crack under the pressure. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it at all. They'd fall in line. But see, it's more than just Biden's mental decline. It's also the decline of people's ability to think critically because they let Trump derangement syndrome get the better of them. Case in point, what we see on TikTok. Folks, don't punch your screen. Please don't punch your screen because this face will trigger you. I warned you. Harry, tell us why you're going to be voting for him. Because this is how desperate Democrats are. They're going to TikTok even though they're trying to cancel TikTok.
It's crazy to me when I see like straight white guys between the ages of 18 and 29, like myself, support.
Hey, you know what? The 8 ball says no on that one. I shouldn't judge. I shouldn't be mean. Be nice, Kit. Come on, Kit. You are a respectable man. Don't be an awful man. Say it again, Harry, one more time. Would you find crazy that straight white males between ages of 18 and 29 would want to vote for Trump?
Straight white guys between the ages of 18 and 29, like myself, supporting Donald Trump because, like, do you guys not realize how bad a Trump victory would be for you? Does that not click? Like, if you have a woman in your life, a girlfriend, a mother, a sister, Donald Trump is running on taking their reproductive rights away. Republicans in the Senate just voted against a bill that would protect their access to contraception the other day. What? Or maybe you work in a factory and you think that Donald Trump's going to protect your job. Sorry, no. Donald Trump outsourced more jobs than Obama. And right now there's a manufacturing boom because of President Biden. Don't believe me? Look it up for yourself. Or maybe.
Hey, folks, how's that manufacturing boom and Biden economy treating you? Type 1 for Kit. It's swimmingly well. 3 meals a day, full tank of gas, roof over my head, bills paid, and I'm going on vacation, baby. Type 1 if that's your answer. Type 2, Jesus Christ, you said you wouldn't ask this question again. I don't know how I'm going to make it past tomorrow, man. And Harry, that little bastard, he wants to say that everything's going well. I need to look it up. Oh, no, I'm living it. It ain't too shiny. It ain't too great. I wonder how many 2s will be in the chat. I wonder. Go on, Harry. You have my audience's attention.
Maybe you're just like, yeah, I hate the inflation and the gas prices, so I like Trump. Well, I hate to break it to you because contrary to what Donald Trump tells you, Joe Biden is not responsible for the inflation or the high gas prices. That happened all around the world as a result of the pandemic. And actually, right now, we're drilling more oil than ever before, and inflation has fallen
I thought Biden was for the green economy. Oh, well.
rapidly. And many economists are saying that Donald Trump's policies are far more inflationary and could make the situation worse. Point is, there's nothing manly or cool about voting for Donald Trump. What's actually honorable.
And you are the prime alpha giga chad sigma supreme example of what it means to what on how guys should vote, right? You sure about that?
Is standing up for people whose voices may not be as loud as yours. Food for thought.
Food for thought. All right. Sorry to put you guys through that. You know, no one should go through that. I'm sorry. I look, my audience, please forgive me, but hang on. Here's a good palate cleanser because it's time for us to get a little bit of a breakdown about really how pathetic the propaganda is that's defending Biden's mental decline and also people's ability to think critically, because you have many Americans who are denying the real reality that Biden is not all there. He isn't. He's not there, folks. And it's very difficult to watch. And I have to wonder, does anyone in his family truly love him? But that goes for all these old politicians, both Democrat and Republican. You know, they're not in their prime anymore. They should be in their golden years on a beach looking at the sun rise and sunset. You know, I don't know. Hey, that's just me. But hey, this is the system we have.
I want to show you just a clip that I found so amazing. There was recently a Wall Street Journal article that was headlined, "Behind Closed Doors, Biden Shows Signs of Slipping." And it quoted a lot of Democrats, although none of them, because they're cowards, would go on the record, talking about how in meetings it's actually embarrassing. He sometimes rambles and no one has any idea what he's saying. They're talking about matters of war and peace or economic policy or the debt ceiling. Or
now, if you've had a family member suffer from Alzheimer's or dementia or is in a mental beginning stages of mental decline, or if you know friends who have family members going through this, I mean, you've seen it, okay? And look, aging, it's the process, you know. We all do fall apart, you know. We all do eventually meet our ends. That's how life works. You don't have to like it, but that's just how it is. But when you are in charge of an empire, a global superpower, you need to have somebody who's well aware and can take command of the situation. Now I kind of have an understanding about, a little bit of a better understanding about the fall of the Roman Empire. I know, how often do you think of Rome? How often do you think of the Roman Empire? Well, quite often, a lot now. You know, it is something that we should all really should consider, especially knowing the fact that our political establishment is okay of having weak people, men and women, senile, not mentally fit, remain in office for 20 or 30 years. Everybody sees it. This isn't leadership. What we're seeing here is an establishment maintaining control and trying to promote a lie that everything's just fine. Stop worrying about it, poor people.
Agreements, and he just starts rambling in this very soft voice that almost nobody can hear. Half the time he's reading from note cards that are the most basic and elementary points that everybody already understands and agree with, and that has nothing to do with the negotiation. And for long periods of time, he'll just close his eyes and check out. Or when it's time for him to speak, there'll just be dead silence for 30 seconds. And even Democrats are saying how uncomfortable it is, how visible it is. And we're all seeing the same thing in public. And the White House has been trying to say, oh, don't worry, in private, he's this very sharp, robust leader, even if you don't see it in public. So the Wall Street Journal was deeply reported, but the only ones who would go on record were Republicans, even though a lot of Democrats were saying the same thing. Here's how Joe Scarborough, who, let's remember, was a Republican his entire life. He was elected to Congress in 1994 as part of the anti-establishment conservative backlash led by Newt Gingrich. He was one of those congressmen. And now he has a multi-million-dollar contract with MSNBC, and he knows that to keep that, he has to essentially engage in anti-Trump propaganda every day, which he does. But here is Joe Scarborough, trying to...
And remember, the reason why corporate media has to have access to these politicians is because they know who signs their checks. The same people who control the Democrats control corporate media. Same thing for Republicans, too. See, our media won't challenge power because they are connected to the power.
Convince people that not only is Joe Biden not suffering cognitive decline, that he is essentially sharper and more analytically sophisticated and more tuned in to complex issues of economic and foreign policy than almost anybody else in Washington. Just listen to this.
With House Republicans to lift the debt ceiling, his demeanor and command of the details seemed to shift from one day to the next, according to then House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
By the way, they also
quoted in this article.
Mike Johnson, people around Mike Johnson, and admit that this was basically House Republicans whacking.
Why didn't they just ask Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Well, exactly. Why did? Yeah, they could have
and
just.
Lauren Boebert.
Oh, God, seeing these two. You know what they remind me of? That annoying couple from a suburban community, you know? Mika, blink twice if you're in trouble. Blink twice if you need to be saved.
Yeah, it's really shocking, especially when you see what Kevin McCarthy has said repeatedly, publicly, and behind the scenes about Biden on those same days when they were negotiating.
The strong feelings you're seeing about this article comes also because.
Okay. We sat through enough of that. It's the ability. It's incredible to see just how out of touch our politicians are. It is embarrassing to see that our politicians fail at every step, all the time, every time, and how our media just allows it to continue on. I want to pull up this article here. Trump tops Biden by 2 points in new national poll. Former President Trump holds a 2-point lead over President Biden among registered voters across the country as the two prepare for a rematch this November, according to a new survey. The Reuters poll released Thursday found about 41% of registered voters said they'd vote for Trump if the election took place today, while 39% picked Biden. About 20% of voters said they have not picked the candidate, were leaning toward third-party options, or might not vote in the election. This flip-flop from previous Reuters conducted in May 31st to June 1st, which showed the incumbent was a 2-point lead over the former president. We all know how these polls work, the data, the information. But the real truth is that there is a decline for Joe Biden. He is not there. He is not that spring chicken that he used to be. He is out. As far as I'm concerned, many Democratic voters, you're in for a rude awakening. I don't know how November's going to play out. But if I want to be a bad guy here, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the liberal meltdown. I mean, in 2016, it was gold. But for 2024, should Trump win, if he does, depending on voter turnout, grab some popcorn, folks. You're going to be laughing at people trying to explain hysterically why Biden was the real winner, or he said why Biden was better, even though we've all seen his decline.